Hello, good evening, and welcome to this session. Today we're looking at visual impairment or eye impairment. So, visual impairment is one of the impairment that has affected both the young and the old people, the old age. So, this visual impairment, it's something that has to be given attention, and such people has to be helped, more especially the school going children. There are so many visual impairments, and understanding how these visual impairment, it's important that we understand how the human eye is designed and how it works. So mostly eye impairment are associated with three things. They can either be caused by the musculature disruption of the eye, because the eye is made up of muscles that contract and relax in order to focus the image. So when these muscles have got a problem, usually you find that there will be some difficulties in the normal vision of a normal person. Then sometimes these visual impairment can be genetic. Maybe we talk of cases like hydrocephalus, Down syndrome can affect also the vision of an individual. Then again, this eye can also be affected due to the disruption of the nerves that transmit visual impulses from an eye to the center of the brain that interpret image. Then sometimes you might find that the impairment can be as a result of the part of the brain that interpret visual images is disrupted. So there is a part of a brain, as you can see on the image, which we call the visual cortex. So that's a part of the brain that interpret visual signals. But today we're going to look at cerebral cortex impairment. So this cerebral cortex impairment, it is a type of impairment that necessarily affects the part of the brain. So you might find that the eye may function normally, like everything would be okay, but the problem is with the part of the brain which is the visual cortex. Maybe it has the inability to interpret visual signals due to some reason. Maybe it can be as a result of trauma, yeah, brain tumor, and infection can also cause such. Then sometimes genetic disorder such as Down syndrome. Then sometimes hydrocephalus can also cause and lead to this disorder which we are calling the cerebral cortex impairment. So this impairment poses a threat because a person will have the inability to interpret the visual signals that are sent, that are being captured by the eye in form of electric impulses. So the brain will be unable to interpret such signals. The way the brain function, it is connected to an eye with sensitive nerves that will interpret the visuals and the image, the light that is reflected, then it's converted into electric signals that are sent to the part of the brain. So you find that because of that part is infected, the interpretation of these visual signals will be a challenge. As a result, the person may fall blind. So cerebral cortex impairment, it's one of the disorders that is affecting many people across the globe, more especially like people like school going children. They are affected. That's why we need special schools where we can address this, and special clinic with specialists and specialized education teachers who can take care of such pupils. So here is the visual of the brain. So we have the pre-visual pathway, include the lateral uh, so we have the optical adjacent primary cortex, and just the sample view, the image is extracted from that source. Yeah, so optic lobes, that's the optic cortex there, the visual cortex. So this is part of the brain. So when we understand we dig deep, we know, then we shall surely understand the connection between the eye and the brain. So to sum it up, we're saying that visual cerebral impairment, it's actually caused by the disruption of the part of the brain that is responsible for the interpretation of visual signals that are sent in form of electric impulses, and that can be attributed to so many other factors: tumor, trauma, accidents, hydrocephalus, Down syndrome can also contribute to that. So as a teacher, as a tutor, look out for pupils with such symbols, and have a all-round approach of teaching so that everybody can benefit from what you're teaching. So as always, it was nice sharing this so that I had for you guys. Hope to see you in my next video. Your healthy is your responsibility. Thank you.